All right, guys, and welcome back to Justin Moves. This is Justin, and we're going to move. So in our last video, we looked at a little bit of a form involving a pivot to step, involving a hold the ball and loop to catch. I got cut off before I wanted to last time, so that's where we're going to start today. And again, this is about the rhythm of our Tai Chi experience. So we're going to start with pivot, side to side, and hold the ball. So again, we're starting with a tick-tock, just with the hands going side to side. We know this already. I just like to refresh and build a little bit at a time. As I turn, I'm going to pivot and hold the ball. Coming back to the center, I have to shift right, and then left, and then pivot and hold the ball. So it's 2 pivots to each side. Go left, right, left. So we got that. I go right, hold the ball, left, hold the ball, pivot to the right, hold the ball. So also I'm going to forget the arms for a second and focus on the feet. The other thing that we did, just a rock here, stationary. The other thing that we did was starting to walk forward, and I'm just going to do a single step. So I have my toes out on the left that I pivoted out from our tick-tock. I'm going to bring right foot in and back out at an angle. You can always keep daily between the feet. Make sure the knees are lined up with the toes. So, next time left, I'm going to bring this right leg in and back out at an angle. So now I have my bow and arrow stance, rocking forward and back. Then coming back to center, I'm using my shift to the left leg to bring that right foot back and then square off. So that's part of a form. We're going to do that on both sides. And then at the end of the video, look at our first 180 pivot, which is the same thing we've been doing. So starting out with, again, a little bit more of a form. Pivot to hold the ball, step forward, loop and catch. So our loop and catch, before we start, let's go ahead and just set up an artificial position with my left toes out, right foot forward. Loop and catch, my hands start about rib cage height, right hand slightly higher. I loop forward, directly in front of the right shoulder, right hand about shoulder height, left hand palm facing out about wrist height, and then back. So it's a nice loop forward and slide back, like you're petting the back of a really big cat. Forward and back. Now the front toes can be angled outward slightly. I like it forward. Just go with what feels more relaxed and more natural. So one more time, and I'm going to step back and lower the hands. So again, we're building our form here. So one more time, step back and lower the hands. So you see I step back, my weight's on the right leg so I can pivot the left, squaring off and lower the hands. Let's do the same thing to the right. I'm going to pivot to hold the ball, so shift, turn the toes, come up to hold the ball on the right, and then we go in, forward. We'll come back to that and practice that more as we go. So loop and catch, I'm going to bring the hands up, left hand in front of left shoulder, right hand at the wrist height facing down, and pull back. So forward and back. So a note here, as we do this, thinking about your foot placement and using your weight as you shift. So we started out, the foot was pointing directly out to the right. As I do that, I'm going to adjust inward a little bit before I shift the weight back. Similarly, you can travel that foot a little bit as needed as we do it. So let's go one more time to the front. Pulling and step back. Weights on the right foot, weights on the left foot so I can square off and lower the hands. Okay, so this next bit, we're going to go ahead and try it, and then we'll pick it up more in the next video. We'll do the basic one first, which is going to involve more of a straight line pivot. And again, we're just going to go back to tick-tock, waving the hands forward and back. That's it, just forward and back. So we started with our tick-tock and pivot, right? What we're going to do, same basic thing, but with an added twist, literally. So, let's get the left toes out. So from here, we have our tick-tock, left toes out, right toes toward the screen. I'm going to bring the right foot in and up. So try to keep the heels relatively in a line here. And then we go forward and back. Forward and back. Now, this is going to be the same thing as our horizontal pivot. So as I go back, toes in, shift right, left toes out. Shift to the right or toward the screen, left toes in, shift to the left, right toes out. So we go in right, shift right, out left, and so on. So let's add our tick-tock. I go toward the screen. As I come back, I pull the toes in. I shift right, push the toes out. Pull the toes in, push the toes out. So I'm going to do this starting facing away from you and do it to the other side, in this case, the right side. So I'm starting here with ball on the right. So I'm going to shift, go in and up with the left foot, and tick-tock. Now, same thing, turning towards you. Sweep, I pull the hands in, shift, and toes out. Do the toes in, toes out. Toes in, toes out. So I said we have a lot of play with this tick-tock. All right, so I hope that you play around with that. A lot of Tai Chi is going to focus on the hands and arms. I'm trying to focus on the lower body as we build up the Tai Chi Zen form or the compact Tai Chi form, hopefully a little bit differently, and I hope you have fun playing with it. I will see you in the next video.